Nikola Jokic, or the Joker as many of us know him, could very well go down as the best second-round pick ever in the history of the NBA. He's in fact statistically already the greatest passing center of all time. Not many know that the Serbian talent was extremely close to signing with Barcelona instead of joining the NBA. This decision to join the NBA has given us fans the pleasure of watching how Jokic effortlessly dominates on the court. Join us now as we look at times Nikola Jokic embarrassed other NBA stars. Number 11. Alfaroukaminu. Jokic is the only big man in NBA history to post multiple triple-double performances in his postseason debut, and unfortunately for the Blazers and Alfaroukaminu, Jokic had no intention of keeping quiet during Game 2 of their semifinal series in the 2019 NBA playoffs. They don't call the 7-foot Serbian the Joker for nothing. It's clear he's just having fun on the court as he makes his highlight after highlight plays look like an effortless routine. Jokic had yet another highlight for us, and unfortunately for Aminu, he was the chosen victim. The effortless magic happened in the third quarter where the Nuggets are aiming to shorten the lead the Blazers have. After performing a smooth pick and roll with Malik Beasley, Jokic rolls toward the basket and receives the ball. Aminu tries to play good defense and gets tight, but it only puts things on a plate for Jokic to quickly pull a trick out of his bag. He takes one dribble, makes a bounce pass between the legs of Aminu to Paul Millsap, who finishes with an easy layup. Number 10. Kyle Lowry. After an embarrassing effort against the Lakers in their last game, and experiencing their worst loss of the season, the Nuggets had a point to prove, and they did, after beating the Raptors by a comfortable 15-point lead. Kyle Lowry finished with 17 points, Jokic on the other hand finished with a triple-double. The Raptors were on offense and Lowry attempted a wide-open three, which resulted in being a brick and Jokic collecting the rebound. Wasting no time in one motion, he completed a pinpoint full-court pass with ease. So on the money that Kyle Lowry was left helplessly attempting to intercept what might have seemed possible at the time, but in fact was not due to the accuracy of the pass. Gary Harris completed the move with an easy layup. This was a prime example of the elite court vision that Jokic continues to show us time and time again. Number 9. De'Aaron Fox. By now, we're all used to seeing Jokic taking up the role of the point guard for the Nuggets. If you're new here, this talented center often leaves the fans thinking if you're watching a guard trapped in a center's body, easily amongst the top 10 on the all-time list of NBA players with the most triple-doubles. Richaun Holmes deserves an honorable mention here. The first behind-the-back dribble allowed Jokic to get past him with ease as he was caught in the screen from Jamal Murray, but De'Aaron Fox without a doubt stole the show. Fox was so eager to show up on the help side, so eager that he thought he could use his speed to swipe the ball from the Nuggets center. But little did he know that the Joker had a surprise waiting for him too. With perfect timing, he pulled off yet another behind-the-back dribble, sending Fox flying. Jokic proceeded to penetrate down the middle and finished above the Sacramento defenders with a soft touch right-handed layup. Number 8. Miles Turner. In 2017 came the first ever NBA awards. Is it a surprise that the Joker was a nominee for the Assist of the Year? Unfortunately, he didn't win the award. Let us know in the comments if you know who did. But it is certain that this is a pass that will not be forgotten by not just Nuggets fans, but fans of basketball. Miles Turner's the next victim of the Joker's magic, as he gets caught off guard while unsure whether to guard Chandler or Jokic. The two players make a quick switch in position. Jokic moves towards the top of the key to receive the ball. Wasting no time as we often see from the Joker, he performs an over-the-head no-look pass to Chandler, who receives the ball and uses the rim as protection to finish with an easy reverse layup on Miles Turner. Number 7. Nerlens Noel. The 2019-2020 season was a warm-up to the MVP season Jokic had in the 2020-2021 season. It was starting to be undeniable how vital the Joker was to the Nuggets, and the following game was further proof of this. The Nuggets lost this game against the Thunder by 13 points on the night, but the Joker had an impressive game. He finished the night with 32 points. It was still early in the game, only 5 minutes into the first quarter. Jokic received the ball on the wing just inside the three-point line. Noel applied pressure and was playing tight defense. Jokic with ease and patience decided to back down Noel towards the low post. Big mistake by Noel. Jokic proceeded to the low post. He finally gathered the ball, showed it to Noel and pivoted. After spinning, he hesitated ever so slightly as if he was going to shoot. Noel, eager to block the ball, jumped only to see Jokic take a step underneath him to finish the move with an easy layup. Words do not do this play justice. Just watch as Jokic schools Noel with amazing footwork. Number 6. Markieff Morris. Marcus Morris, the twin brother of Markieff Morris, already had history with the Nuggets from the playoffs. After the Clippers lost to the Nuggets, Marcus, due to being salty about the loss, continued to make it clear publicly that the team wasn't better than us, referring to the Nuggets. This history has gotten deeper after the following incident happened between Marcus Morris and the Joker, which resulted in them both being ejected from the Heat vs. Nuggets game. It was the fourth quarter, and it was quite clear that the Heat were on their way to losing the game. But to no surprise, they were still putting up a fight. With just under 3 minutes to go, Adebayo was under the Nuggets rim where he attempted to go for a layup. Of course, the Joker was there to ruin the party and blocks him. The ball bounces off the backboard and Jokic collects it, then proceeds to bring the ball up the court for a fast break. In Jokic's attempt to pass the ball out to the wingman, Markieff intentionally fouls Jokic by banging him in the ribs. Morris then tried to proceed as nothing happened, and received a hard hit in the back from Jokic, which left him on the ground. Number 5. Pau Gasol and Davis Bertans. Pau Gasol was another big man that was considered to be an elite passer of the ball from almost any position on the court. Like Jokic, Gasol used his height to easily spot shooters and runners, regularly making use of no-look passes to shift defenders. The Joker's averaged 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists against the Spurs in his whole career, playing 21 games against them. Coming towards the end of the first quarter with the Nuggets closely trailing the Spurs, who had a 4-point lead, the Spurs' key was crowded, and the Nuggets were struggling to get a clean shot at the basket. The ball ended up with Jokic at the bottom of the key. He was then immediately double-teamed by 2 Spurs players, one of which was Bertans. Jokic turned and had his back toward the basket, but before doing so, he seemed to see his teammate was wide open behind Pau Gasol. Jokic, with his impeccable timing as usual, performs a behind-the-back bounce pass past Gasol, received by Trey Lyles, who finishes with a contested layup on Gasol. Everybody watching is left stunned, not just Spurs players. Number 4. Dario Saric. Dario Saric is another player who can provide size, spacing, and ball movement simultaneously. Despite this, many fans will agree that Saric, like many others in the league, is not quite equipped to defend Jokic. Just over 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, the Suns have a 4-point lead over the Nuggets. Murray and Jokic performed a pick and roll just outside the 3-point line. Jokic rolled toward the basket, and Saric quickly provided help to Elfrid Payton by shutting off the lane to drive for Murray. Murray stops his dribble and Jokic gets in front of Saric, taking over the position under the rim as if he wants to post up against Saric. This is when Gary Harris for the Nuggets deceives his marker by pretending to come up to receive the ball on the 3-point line, but instead he cuts toward the basket and receives a no-look pass from Jokic. Gary Harris finishes the play with an uncontested dunk. Beautiful play from the Nuggets. Number 3. Nasreed. This man was one of those players who did not get to hear his name called on TV during the draft night of the NBA. Despite this, during the NBA Summer League, he impressed the Timberwolves so much that he received a 4-year deal from them, after initially joining them as an undrafted free agent. The Timberwolves turn the ball over, which leads to Campazzo bringing the ball up for the Nuggets. Jokic receives the ball at the top of the 3-point line. Reed comes out to guard him. Jokic pump fakes as if to shoot the 3-pointer, but instead dribbles past Reed as he flies past him after falling for the fake. Jokic penetrates towards the basket, performing a slow but gracious Euro step. Instead of finishing the play himself, he makes the disguised pass to PJ Dozier, who cuts towards the basket. Reed tries to make up for his mistake by attempting to block the shot, but he was too late. He ends up slapping the backboard instead, and PJ Dozier finishes the play with a layup. Number 2. Nasreed. Yes, Nasreed again. Reed seems to be the perfect victim for the Joker's trickery. Anyone who's still not paying attention to the Joker is truly missing out. After completing his first MVP season, it's clear to many that this is just the beginning for Jokic. The following clip is from the first quarter of the Nuggets against their division rival, the Timberwolves. It's the first quarter with just over 3 minutes left. Jokic catches the rebound and looks to distribute the ball. He brings the ball up for the Nuggets, and just before he gets to half court, Green sees the space in behind the Timberwolves defense and signals for the ball while attacking the space. Any other athlete would have probably just lobbed the ball over the defenders' heads, but not the Joker. That's too simple. Jokic decides to make things more interesting by threading an inch-perfect bounce pass that bounces right under the legs of Reed, leaving him stumbling as he tries to react. Green receives the ball and finishes with an easy, uncontested layup as the Timberwolves defense gets caught sleeping on the fast break. Number 1. LeBron James. After the Jokic vs. Morris incident, it was only right that we showed the gentle, wholesome side of the 7-foot Joker. At the end of the 2019 season, Jokic broke through and was part of the All-Star selection. This was his 4th season in the NBA, but the call-up was perfect timing, as Jokic was just finishing a season that had him in contention for MVP amongst the names of Giannis and Harden. Speaking of LeBron, our last highlight involves him being a victim of one of the Joker's plays, but this one was really a practical joke. It was the second quarter of the NBA All-Star 2019 game. Jokic was on Team Giannis, and they were leading against Team LeBron by 12 points. Beal missed an open 3-point shot, the rebound bounced around till it fell to the Joker. He grabbed hold of it, but it was contested by LeBron, who was out of bounds at the time. Jokic threw the ball on LeBron, and the ball bounced out of bounds for a Team Giannis ball. How long will it take before Jokic wins a title with the Nuggets? Let us know what you think in the comments, and as always, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more NBA content.